So, good morning, everyone. This is Ali Azzuddin from 4th Generation for Education, our special day about SDGs under the big title, We Are the Change. We started approximately 1 hour ago, and we had the opening of our day. And as I told you, we will travel all around the world. So I can see that also our attendees are coming from many different countries. Bhavna, good morning, you're in India now. And so we have people watching from Greece, Jakarta, Dubai, Lebanon, Nepal, and many other countries, Jordan. So how are you this morning? Bhavna, if you want to open your mic. People also are watching from Brazil, so hopefully it's not very late for them. Okay, I saw you are sending them a chat, but then in the chat, Bhavna, you need to put everyone, so everyone, not just host and panelists. So Bhavna, what did you prepare for today? Let us know more about you. We're going to spend approximately 1 hour together, and I know you prepared a lot of concrete examples for us.
So welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are joining from. I welcome you all, and I think we will have an engaging session. I will be sharing some student samples with all of you that how you can integrate sustainable development goals into your classroom and how these goals will help them to develop the global citizen attributes.
Good. And many people are watching, and let me say good morning to all the people on Facebook, and then we can get to know more about Bhavna. What do you do, and where are you located currently? So did you move this following slide, Bhavna?
Yes, definitely. So my name is Bhavna Mathew. I have been teaching and mentoring primary learners for last 17 years. So totally in education, it's been 17 years working with different kind of primary learners. I am currently working at Pathways World School Aravali as an ES facilitator. I'm a certified Montessori educator. I have been an ambassador for Wakelet, for Seesaw, and also teach SDG Ambassador. Last night, I have received my Global School Advocate certification as well. And as you can see—
So excited to have you this morning to share your experience with us. So you prepared for us some questions that we will unpack together, right?
Yes, definitely. So here are some of the questions which we will be looking at very deeply, that what are the key highlights of your school's vision and mission statement? What are the attributes of a global citizen? What could you do differently to engage young learners for taking meaningful and authentic actions? Integration of UN Sustainable Development Goals and learners' work samples, which can inspire you. And you can also share yours in the chat during this session. And then lastly, we'll have question and answer time. So let me move further.
Yeah, so let me remind them in the chat, choose everyone because it will be interactive as usual. And if you have any question to Bhavna, please send it in the Q&A box.
Yeah. So let's quickly dig deeper into vision and mission. We all have vision and mission in our school, in our curriculum, which we are following. And before this session, I thought, let me just do a quick survey. Let me just put it out to my professional learning network that what actually vision and mission they are having in their school and what can be the key highlights. So we all have vision and mission in our schools. I would like to hear, just ask all of you to give one word which you feel is the most prominent key highlight of your school's vision and mission. So we'll
Good.
just
So in that
one.
chat, just remember your mission and vision of the school, and then share with us one key word. And so Noha started with the word lifelong learners. I know that many schools at the beginning of the year, they unpack the vision and mission with the student. I can see building 21st century learners, Arab heritage, the local culture, independent learning, service learning. So curiosity, all these words are coming from our attendees who are watching. And then I can see the word sustainable education, collaboration, well-being are keywords in their mission statement. So what about your school mission statement, Bhavna?
Okay. So my school vision and mission is that Pathways aims to build and nurture a community of thinking, compassionate world citizens who are committed to living responsibility, learning, and enthusiasm, and balancing a strong work ethos with a sense of play. So now if we observe carefully and look at each other's responses, we must have come up with almost similar words. We all want our students to be global citizens. We all want them to collaborate. We all want them to live a sustainable lifestyle. So here is a quote which is very close to my heart, that is by Gilbert K. Chesterton. Education is simply the soul of a society as it passes from one generation to another. Now, how we impart these values, how we impart these important key elements to our students to transform them into global citizens, that is our responsibility, right? So over here, according to you, what is the attribute, the major attribute of a global citizen?
So
So
let's go
again, in the
back to
chat
that
box.
chat. I told you it's interactive. And in that chat, who is the global citizen according to your perspective? I'm keeping an eye also on our Facebook, and I'm checking. We have many people watching from Saudi Arabia, on Facebook, Lebanon, UAE. So good morning, everyone. And then while the people are sharing the attributes of the global citizen, let me start picking the words from the chat. He's an open-minded, a positive change maker. They have different perspective. They balance their life. They have empathy, solidarity, thinkers. They accept the differences, and then they are empathetic. Okay, they are open to different culture. They have now on Facebook, they started posting now. They have the international mindedness. They are accepting others. They are creative, embrace differences. Let me check. Are we near from the list that you have, Bhavna?
Of course, let's look at our list, which has been given by the United World Global, the actual attributes of global citizen. And if we look at back to our vision and mission statement, that how beautifully they are interlinked with each other, that actually we want our children to be global citizens. So a global citizen is aware of the wider world, lives sustainably, wants to tackle social justice, believes all children and young people have the right to an education, respect and values diversity, is open and curious. So of course, the lifelong learner, and is always ready to take action.
So I think maybe the social justice didn't appear clearly in our chat, but the other ones, our attendees, they were able to find them. So what do we have next?
Yes. So if we look at whatever teaching in our day-to-day life as an educator, we always want our learners to transfer their learning. We don't want that learning to be just in the classroom. We want them to be going out and transferring that learning. Either they take up some lifestyle choices, either they turn into some entrepreneurs, or they participate, they contribute as an individual to share their learning to a group, or they advocate what they are learning and they transfer it into an action. We must ask our students that, are you connecting? Are you collecting? Are you collaborating? Are you creating? Or are you communicating the learning which you are having in your classroom? So I
love these 5 C's. Every time we find them in a way, like we have different type of C's. So today it's the connection, collection, collaboration, and then the communication. And the last one, it was
communicate.
Communicating, yeah.
Yes. So you create, whether you create a campaign or a lesson or a resource, and how are you transferring your learning from your classroom to beyond classroom, in your community, beyond the community? How are you doing that? So we must ask our students these thinking questions, that what are you doing for your community? Moving forward, we will always want our students to be responsible. A global citizen is always a responsible citizen. People tend to forget their duties, but remember their rights, rightly quoted by Indira Gandhi. That we do remember that this is my right, but do we remember what is our responsibility? We do ask our children, okay, this is the right of the children. It's right. The child needs to play, that's the right. But does the child know how am I supposed to be in that environment? Do we brainstorm with them that, yes, what are my responsibilities at home? What are my responsibilities at school, to myself? Even self, looking at your own self is very important. Self-care is the essence, because if you are full, you will be able to contribute to the community, right? To environment, how grateful you are to the environment, and what are you doing beyond to give the best to the environment. Some thinking prompts which I often do with my children, I pick up thoughtful videos or picture prompts to ask them, please look at the picture carefully and come up with thoughtful, what is your responsibility? So moving forward and discussing with them, right? So the Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, preserve the planet, and ensure everybody revels in peace and prosperity by 2030. Now, do you think that it is only the responsibility of the government to do that? No, not at all. It is we as educators who have this responsibility in our hands to develop the future generation. And achieving these SDGs requires the partnership, not just the government, private sector, civil society, and citizen alike, to make sure we leave a better planet for future. So we must engage our students in a lot of community surveys, a lot of engagements where they're reading and understanding what it is to be a global citizen, what it is to be to achieve these goals. Moving forward. So here's a compass which has been, I've just picked up from Atkinson. And this is our sustainable compass, and the SDGs are beautifully aligned under nature, economy, society, and well-being. So these all 17 sustainable development goals have been aligned beautifully, and the interdisciplinary nature of the SDGs aid learners to establish links between different subjects and skills, which in turn can help them to thrive in rapidly changing world. They can be adaptively integrated with the curriculum as they augment a remarkable range of real-life issues the world is facing and they might have to face once they grow up. Some engagements we can engage our children into it are the global thinking routines. Like, why might this matter to me? Why might this matter to the people around me? Why might this matter to the world? So if we are engaging our learners into these questions, we are actually enhancing their 21st century skills, that is critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Now the learners, they actually become aware of the local and global perspective. They feel empowered to be a part of various initiatives for a better future. SDGs, they play a crucial role in developing lifelong learners, imbibing the universal values, nurturing a community of thoughtful, empathetic world citizens who are committed to living with responsibility. Now, again, if we go back to our vision and mission, and we are incorporating SDGs into our curriculum, how beautifully we are able to achieve our vision and mission of our school, of our curriculum. And these all, these thinking routines, the placement charts are available on the Wakelet, which I will be sharing at the end of the session. So here are some of the resources which I would like to share with you and some incidences. So whenever I am choosing something to do with my students, I actually engage them that, okay, let's look deeper. What do you want to learn? How do you want to explore? What is your favorite topic? So some of my students, they just come up with different kind of topics. Then we look for resources and we plan our engagements accordingly. So as per an educator, we have to plan beautifully. If the child wants to learn about rockets, how I can add something which will make him more sustainable, which will make him to think that, okay, this can also be done in a sustainable way. So I found this close reading passage really interesting. And it was about reusable rockets. And then we also did a quick virtual tour of US, Florida, and this was all done in the language lesson. So how beautifully you can incorporate the subjects and you can integrate SDGs with any kind of subject you are teaching in your classroom. Again, you can use the different stories in your classroom, which actually pass on the message that how important it is to live a sustainable lifestyle. World's largest lesson, the global goals for sustainable, and the UNICEF resources are really amazing. I have added the link and you can pick up as many storybooks from there as you want, and it is graded according to the age group of each child. Now, if we look at this interconnection of the SDGs, if you are focusing on a particular SDG in your classroom, you will see how they are interlinked. By achieving one SDG, you are achieving many other SDGs, because one SDG is interlinked with other SDGs as well. And you can do this brainstorming with your students. You can co-construct this learning structure in your students, with your students. So some of the global projects which I am really passionate about and I have always engaged.
Before we start with this, let me say that the participants are very engaged. They are sharing resources, they are sharing links, and then I shared with them your Wakelet link. I'm going also to put it on Facebook for the people who are watching on Facebook. And one participant commented, in which grade level do we teach SDG? So what do you think, Bhavna?
SDGs can be started integrating from even from nursery.
Yes.
I am doing SDG with my little 3-year-old as well at home. So we do talk a lot about, it's not that you have to show them that this is the SDG, but we do talk about, like, good health and well-being. We do talk to them about the clean water. We do talk to them about the climate change. We do talk to them about importance of plants, and that starts at a very tiny age of 3 as well. As soon as they start going to school, stories play a powerful role here, that how you are integrating your stories into your classroom. So if you're reading out some stories to your students, the moral value can be connected to the SDG which you would like to focus on. You can display the sustainable development goals charts in your classroom. And as we know that when we are connecting with early childhood students, we are actually creating them the connection with the illustration and the text. So beautifully, the illustrations have been displayed in the goals chart, and children can start looking at the pictures and connecting with it. So mainly, we need to establish a connection, and we can connect the stories and the moral values.
Good. I'm sure now everyone is ready for the global projects and what are the ideas that they can join, implement in their classes, and connect with other school and other students around the globe. So let's continue.
Yes. So here are some of the global goals where my students have got engaged into. And in fact, the Climate Action Project is the project. This will be our 4th year. We will be integrating it in the month of September. And these all global goals projects, they give students a chance to connect with people and discuss the global and local issue, take meaningful and authentic actions. Now, when we look at these global goals, it is a great opportunity for students to actually showcase what they are passionate about, actually empathize on what they would like to do. So these global goals are very much student-centered, like the Global Goals Project. It focuses on different goals. Each classroom gets one goal to work on, and they get the in-depth understanding of that global goal. Then students take meaningful actions. My students, one of my students, her mother actually runs an NGO in Muzaffarnagar, and she used to learn in the classroom, then go back to the classroom and teach that to her fellow mates. So this is how they are transferring their learning. We have adopted some schools, the village schools around our school, and we have the school Gyan Shakti, which used to sit in our school. We have a space allocated for them. My students used to go and teach whatever they learned, the spelling strategy or reading. They used to go there and teach them. They started this drive awareness campaign within the primary school, and they went to different classrooms to share their understanding that why is it important to be aware of climate change. So this is how the small actions can turn into bigger solutions. Another one is the Global Right. It is run by one of my very close friend, Browns. She's in Australia. And every week she posts a thinking prompt, a writing prompt, where we can empower our learners to write their prompts, that what they would like to do, what they are engaged, they want to engage in, what actions they would like to take. So learning should never stop inside the classroom. It should always go beyond the classroom. And there are many ways, many projects. Recently, my students are engaged into Generation Earthshot projects. So by enrolling them, for signing up them for these projects, it actually supports them to know that only we are not into this. Entire world is, and we are in this together. And that's our main goal, that we are together to achieve a bigger goal, that is 2030 goal. The next one is global collaboration. So we engage in different kind of global collaboration. I connect with educators across the globe, and one of which was Mystery Skype. My students didn't know that which classroom they will be connected with. So they created questions like questions on the time zone. Okay, you are in which time zone? What are the landforms in your country? And this is how they got to know each other. And here we were focusing on the SDG number 16, that peace, justice, and strong institution, that we need to collab. We are one world. We need to collab and learn together. The another one was Microsoft Global Learning Connect, where our theme was World Kindness Day. And we created our kindness goals. Each and every child, while collaborating, connected with each other, they brainstormed many words which were related to kindness and why kindness is important in the world. So we collaborated from 2 schools, and 3 of us were together. This time it was a 3-way collaboration, just not one-to-one. And we were joining from 3 different places. They created their kindness goal and played vocabulary games and interacted with each other. This is how we developed their 21st century skills. We allowed them to think critically and collaborate and communicate with each other, that what can be their kindness goals, and inspire each other. And in the chat box, I would really want to know if there is something you have done for your classroom under global collaboration. So we'll just pause for a second and we'll just look into the chat box.
Yes, so let's hear your stories and your connection. Yes. You can share them here in Zoom, or if you are watching on Facebook. Have you done any global collaboration? And I can see some people writing really interesting. So does it mean you've done something similar, or it's inspiring you to put a plan like this, a global collaboration, Sundhya? If I'm not mistaken, and I'm spelling the name correctly. Annie, yeah, Sofia from Greece, she's saying that they've put something about climate action, and so they collaborated with others. So who else would share some stories with us? I remember I had a project where we had artwork traveling from one country to another country, and then the students were reflecting on these. I can see that people are talking about projects related to animal and saving the animal. People are talking about recycling projects. And then we have learners recreated the SDGs logo and collaborated with other classes. This sounds interesting. Great. as an idea. So again, the animal one, and then the e-twinning projects. We will be talking about those in the following session. A solar energy project. This sounds interesting. And then Noha, she's talking about a project made during the pandemic where the student connected with other schools to check how they can help each other and stay safe.
I had also done one book collaboration with different schools, and it was an asynchronous collaboration since we didn't have time to actually connect on the Zoom. So we created a Padlet. We asked each and every child to actually, recommend a book to each other. And this is how we collaborated. And our focus was SDG 4, quality education, that why reading is important, which book you would like to recommend to your fellow mates, and then they read it at their personal time. So during this digital time, we can also do a lot of asynchronous collaborations through Padlet, through Wakelet, and this really helps students to be independent learners. So if they are going on to the Padlet or Wakelet, they are learning from their peers, and they are able to construct their understanding better.
Okay,
We
good.
have our PYP exhibition. Yes, we also have PYP exhibition, and we always try to collaborate and attend other people's PYP exhibition as well, because it helps you and it actually gives children to explore the complexities. Actually, it gives them the chance to connect with people, and this interconnected nature helps them that, okay, in this changing world, this is our way of learning. This is how we can inspire each other. We must engage our students to think about the innovation they would like to do, what they would like to invent in, invest their time in. So these goals, keeping in mind, really help students to plan their engagement. And it's not teacher driven, it's more of student driven. They're able to understand their golden circle, that what is my purpose, what is my purpose of living, what is my purpose of learning. So to understand the purpose of living and learning is very crucial. We must engage our students in this kind of purposes to derive their own purpose. Actually, doing an engagement on the golden circle will be really great, because students actually reflect that, yes, I want to do this, I want to transfer my learning like this. And then we are giving them voice, choice, and ownership.
Good, good, good.
So lastly, if we can pick up the Q&A, because we are coming to an end to my presentation. And one message from my side to everybody is, for survival of our planet, we need to learn for our planet. So it's very crucial to learn, and then only we will be able to achieve our 2030 goals.
So I've put in the chat the Wakelet link, and if they want to join the Educator Club, Priyanka is talking about the celebration of SDG Week next week in her school. And then I have some questions for you. So maybe here we can stop sharing the screen, Bhavna. And I'm going to ask you, like, how do you plan for these learning experiences when you are collaborating with other educators or teachers who are teaching at the same grade level?
Okay, so first of all, Ali, I would like to say that, while I'm planning these engagement, the one and only goal in my mind is how they will be able to transfer this learning. What action my students will take. So it is always backward by design. So my planning is always backward by design. It's never a standalone that this is the learning and then we will move further. So it is backward from design. What would my child, how will my child transfer this learning? So what am I doing in the classroom? Whether it is even just a reading passage. Will my child, will my learner be able to transfer this learning somewhere? So this is how I plan my content. And I also collate the content on this Wakelet. I create digital library for them, so that I'm giving them also ownership of choosing the content. I'm not just the driver, right? They are the ones who have to drive this vehicle of inquiry together. So I give them opportunities to actually choose that what they would like to learn, what they would like to read. And once the selection is made, I try to make connections with those materials. So it can be history Skype, or it can be connection with some kind of artifact or some virtual tour.
Okay, one more question, and I would like to know, it's the beginning of the academic year here in my region, so the Gulf, the Middle East, and then some European countries. So what kind of an advice do you give to the teacher at the beginning of this academic year?
So at the beginning of the academic year, I would ask each and every educator to form a bond. Just form a relationship with your students. And how it can be done? Wonderful idea is question of the day. Every day, ask your child one question. Like I started my SDG journey with a question, Mindset Monday. How you would like to make this world more magnificent? And they came up with brilliant idea, and that is their golden circle. That is their purpose. So whatever they will be adding there in that question, I know my child is passionate about this. My reading list comes out from that question of the day. So if my child has written that I want to plant more trees, I want to educate poor people, I will start looking for books which is connected to their passion. And that will be added to my library, whether it is digital, if we are online, or in my classroom, if we are physically present.
Okay, Jose is asking, what is the effective way to make learners transfer learning from a place to another or from a space to another?
Just come again, I missed.
Yes, so Jose is asking, what is the effective way to make learners transfer learning?
Okay, so effective way of transferring learning is only by action. You need to sit with your students and ask that whatever you are learning here, how are you transferring it? During reading, your learning transfer can simply be using of rich vocabulary in their day-to-day communication. That is transferring of learning, as simple as that. When a child is able to communicate fluently and use those rich vocabulary in the communication for language learners. And if the child is doing data handling, how he is processing that data and how he or she can apply it in their day-to-day life. How they can apply their problem-solving skills. They can enhance their problem-solving skills and find solutions. And it can be simply arranging a Lego set for the earlier learners.
Yeah.
And they are able to solve.
So I had also one question that I answered in the chat, but I would like to hear also your perspective. So do you focus on teaching the SDG call in a one unit or throughout the year?
Throughout the year.
Yeah.
Just throughout the year, because just teaching SDG goals in one unit, it will not solve the purpose. It will actually not solve the purpose. You will have to continuously do it throughout the year, throughout the day, and it comes beautifully.
To see all these connections, yeah?
Yes, it is all connected. And you will see that how magnificently at the end of the year, children will actually start talking about these goals. They will start showcasing responsibility.
Okay.
And you have to display in your class.
Yeah, we talked about display and different ways of displays in the morning session. So the people who missed the morning session, it will be on our YouTube channel. So I invite you to go on our website and check what do we still have. We still have 4 sessions. 2 of them are in Arabic and 2 of them are in English. So I'm going to take a short break now, and then we will be meeting Duha. Duha is based in Tunisia, and she's a teacher, and she will be also sharing with us different projects and different ideas about SDG. Then Fatima and Rana in Arabic, they will be sharing with us some ideas, and then we will finish the day with Darki, and then we will be talking about teaspoons of change. So if you are home and you don't know what to do today, I invite you to join us to spread the word and to share all your passion, because we are the change. So that's it for this second session of the day. I would like to thank you all, and we stay connected. And next month, put it on your calendar, on the 23rd of October, Saturday, we will be talking about assessment. And I'm sure many people are also interested about this topic. Thanks, Bhavna. Any final word from your side?
Yeah, I just want to say that, these powerful questions I have created, I will add it to the Wakelet as well, so that teachers can, start using in their classroom for, better a kickstart maybe. Yeah, I'll add it to the Wakelet.
Thank you. And so thanks for all the feedback in the chat. I will take a short break and see you very soon.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.